it's a little less exciting, but I guess some people would argue that that's worth the price of saving some lives. Not me per se, but some people.
Flare countermeasure active.
Ships are at the line and you can feel the excitement.
Check.
And another race underway. Now it's a race.
You are
Well, there are no guarantees in Murray Cup, but this race is starting to look like a sure thing. Nicely done.
checkpoint.
Everything is looking neat and tidy as these pilots show off why they're the best in the Empire.
Contact.
Checkpoint.
With the season rapidly approaching, it's going to be interesting to see who, if anyone, really establishes themselves as a racer to watch.
Scan
Their
initiated.
competition is being
Contact.
absolutely dominated right now. No!
Checkpoint.
It's outstanding that these pilots have been able to maintain this pace.
Scan
I've said it
initiated.
once, I've said it 100
Contact.
times. Perfecting the foundations of racing will always dominate tech. Today's race is turning out to be a real stick breaker.
Contact.
I've never seen anything like this. This is a
Checkpoint.
clinic of precision and skill.
Contact.
Another ring cleared.
Checkpoint.
The leader is simply outmatching everyone.
Contact.
It's like they're on a whole other level.
Checkpoint.
Big
Scan
risk there.
initiated.
We'll have to see if they made their move a little too early. As an announcer, it's important that I remain impartial. But as a race fan, I've got to say, I hope somebody crashes soon. There is some
Checkpoint.
exemplary flying happening here today. A real treat. My
Scan
understanding is that
initiated.
Consolidate Outland
Contact.
owner Silas
Checkpoint.
Kerner is enjoying the race today from his luxury box. Let me just say this, Silas, if you're on the market for a new best friend.
Checkpoint.
Contact.
After Chaos Alora's qualifier win at Issingon last week,
Checkpoint.
everyone's asking if any of today's competition will knock her out of the top slot. The pilots leading this race have to be
Checkpoint.
wondering, is this the time to play it cautious, or is it the time to
Scan
really go
initiated.
for it?
Contact.
What the hell?
Checkpoint.
Yes!
Scan initiated.
Look at
Contact.
that precision flying.
Checkpoint.
Everything is looking neat and tidy as these pilots show off why they're the best in the Empire.
Checkpoint.
Couldn't argue for better conditions to race in, I
Contact.
suppose. Call me old-fashioned, but I find
Checkpoint.
Their competition is being absolutely dominated right now.
Contact.
That was hot!
Checkpoint.
Contact. Scan initiated. Warning. Collision.
Lap.
Let's see if the pilots will be making adjustments as they head into the next lap.
Checkpoint.
That's a great sight. Well, there are no guarantees in Murray Cup, but this race is starting to look like a sure thing.
Contact.
Checkpoint.
Contact.
To the pilots in this race, I ask, can you go faster? And if yes,
Checkpoint.
then please go faster.
Contact.
Checkpoint.
Contact.
With barely meters to spare and at these intense speeds, those rings pose a significant risk. I've never seen anything like this. This is a clinic of precision and skill. The leader is simply outmatching everyone. It's like they're on a whole other level.
Checkpoint.
There is some exemplary flying happening here today. A real treat.
Checkpoint.
It's outstanding that these pilots have been able to maintain this pace.
Scan initiated. Contact.
Checkpoint.
I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Perfecting the foundations of racing will always dominate
Contact.
tech.
Checkpoint.
The pilots leading this race have to be wondering, is this the time to play it cautious, or is it the time to really go for it?
Checkpoint.
Scan
New Horizon
initiated.
is really proving itself to be a thinking man's racetrack.
Checkpoint.
Contact. Contact.
Checkpoint.
Excellent! I've never seen anything like this. This is a clinic of precision and skill.
Checkpoint.
Look at that precision flying.
Contact.
Checkpoint.
Contact.
Couldn't argue for better conditions to race in, I suppose.
Checkpoint.
Call me old-fashioned, but I follow the
Contact.
Wayland Vickers mantra. I love it when the weather's an opponent.
Checkpoint.
My understanding is that Consolidate Outlands owner Silas Kerner is enjoying the race today from his luxury box. Well, let me just say this, Silas. If you're on the market for a new best friend, I'm available. It's outstanding that these pilots have been able to maintain this pace.
Contact.
After Chaos Alora's qualifying on last week, everyone's asking if any of today's competition will knock her out of the top slot.
Scan
Oh!
initiated.
Checkpoint.
The leader is simply outmatching everyone. It's like they're on a whole other level.
Scan initiated.
Checkpoint.
Contact.
Well, I'll be damned.
Checkpoint.
Scan initiated. Contact. Warning. Collision.
Final.
Heading into the final stretch, and it still could be anybody's race. Well, not anybody's.
Checkpoint.
Some of these pilots are not very good. Absolutely incredible. With a racetrack this huge, it can sometimes be difficult for pilots to get a full handle on the pacing they need to set for themselves.
Scan initiated. Contact.
Checkpoint.
Their competition is being absolutely dominated right now.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Look at it!
Checkpoint.
There we go!
Scan initiated. Contact.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
With the season rapidly approaching, it's going to be interesting to see
Scan initiated.
anyone.
Contact.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Nicely done!
Checkpoint.
The MCR's recently implemented enhanced safety protocols are on full display. Sure, it makes the race a little less exciting, but I guess some people will
Checkpoint.
argue that. Not me per se, but some people. After Chaos Alora's qualifier win at Issing on last week, everyone's asking if any of today's competition will knock her out of the top slot.
Checkpoint.
Well, there are no guarantees in Murray Cup, but this race is starting to look like a sure thing.
Scan initiated. Contact.
Checkpoint.
shield under attack. Contact.
Couldn't argue for better conditions to race in, I suppose. Call me old-fashioned,
Checkpoint.
but I follow the Wayland Vickers mantra. I love it when the weather's an opponent.
Refreshing shields.
Checkpoint.
Now it's a race.
Scan initiated. Contact.
Checkpoint.
There is some exemplary flying happening here today. A real treat.
Checkpoint.
I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Perfecting the foundations of racing will always dominate tech.
Checkpoint.
Everything is looking
Scan
neat and tidy as
initiated.
these pilots show off
Contact.
why they're the best in the Empire.
Scan
Checkpoint.
initiated. Contact.
That was hot.
Scan initiated.
Checkpoint.
Contact.
You see, that's when you know when the ships are really handling well, when they can pull a ring like that and
Pilot
still
assist.
manage to hold the line.
Contact.
Erase.
Another lap in the log. Start to finish, that was a well-executed race. Seems we have a contrarian in the